Tonight, Americans contemplating when to reopen. What are the risks? Is it too soon? Are you ready to go back to work?
New York is still seeing about 1,000 new patients a day, an average of 300 deaths a day. New York Governor Cuomo says he won't hesitate to extend the shutdown if it will save lives. Since the beginning of the epidemic, 28 New York City school teachers have died due to the virus. Georgia, Ohio, Texas are testing the waters. The valiant are stepping out, some without masks. The Trump administration have put out guidelines for states expected to reopen this week. Is food production in trouble? Is the system crumbling? Are you ready to pay more for meat?
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Douglas Leland. Tonight, we start with the big question. When is it the right time to reopen? The government taking baby steps in these fragile times.
Mounting pressure from protesters and politicians demanding for a kickstart of the economy. The Trump administration have put out guidelines for states expected to reopen this week. Georgia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Texas are candidates pushing for normalcy. But it won't be business as usual. Businesses expected to raise standards. Restaurants keeping visitors at a distance. Other states still seeing a rise in cases. New York, the epicenter, is averaging 300 deaths a day. New York Governor Cuomo says he won't think twice on extending the shutdown if it will keep people out of harm's way.
Speaking of people in harm's way, this week, states and citizens were giving thanks. A distant hug for first responders and healthcare workers in this country.
The nation came out in full force to show gratitude, many acknowledging the sacrifices these people make. In New York, the Blue Angels flew across New York City and Long Island. A salute to these superheroes that have fought non-stop.
Right now, we are being joined by first responder, Lieutenant John Michael. Lieutenant, thanks for your service.
Thank you for having me, Douglas.
Lieutenant, being a police officer is a stressful job. What is your biggest fear when you leave home?
My biggest fear is not coming home to my family at the end of my shift.
Have any of your fellow officers fallen ill?
As you know, I work for the Pentagon Force Protection Agency, and the division that I'm assigned to is the Pentagon Police. My division has been tracking all illnesses related to this virus, and I'm glad to say that none of my officers have tested positive for COVID-19.
Lieutenant, how has the job changed? What precautions have been taken to prevent infection?
That's an excellent question, Douglas. Well, I could tell you the agency as a whole has pre-staged hand sanitizer, wipes. We've issued out gloves and masks. We have also pre-staged pre-screening areas so that we can take temperature and ask specific questions, which is done by the medical personnel. So the agency has gone above and beyond to ensure that the employees of the Pentagon, as well as my officers, are protected.
Lieutenant, thank you for your time and your service. The prices of meat have risen, and more processing facilities are having issues with workers. It may cause a shortage. If it continues, it might be a good time to turn vegan. And here's our meteorologist, Arya Monroe, with the weather. That's it. I'm done. This is ridiculous and she's totally unprofessional. Sorry folks, in sports, the NBA is planning on testing all their players for COVID-19.
Magic Johnson says if the NBA restarts, it will start without fans. Start your engines. NASCAR announced they plan to reopen the racing season May 12th.
In other news, the U.S. Pentagon released UFO videos taken by U.S. Navy pilots. Has the government finally admitted we're being visited? And we're not alone. Thanks for joining us on DLS News. I'm Douglas Leland, and I'll see you next week.